All right. Think I'm on. Give it a couple more seconds here. Okay, we're going to go ahead. I think I'm on. So, welcome everyone. This is the 5 p.m. severe weather update. Unfortunately, might be in for a rough evening. I don't think it's going to be rough for everybody, but definitely think we're going to have some issues to deal with. So let's just go straight to the outdoor conditions at my house. Almost 80 degrees. That's quite a change from this morning. It was about 45 degrees, 50 degrees this morning. And as I mentioned in my morning update, the dew point's now about 58 degrees, and that started out in the lower 40s this morning. So that's definitely increased, and that was one of my fears, was that we would see that dew point increase. And so we're getting more moisture than I want to, but nothing much you can do about that now. So with that, let's go to the radar and see what we got going on right now. Okay, so the radar is starting to light up a little bit. That's bad news, unfortunately. So you can see the Storm Prediction Center has these outlines, overlaid the outlines on my radar. And so the enhanced risk is the orange line you see. So it kind of bisects Dallas County, northwest, southeast, or really the Metroplex, northwest, southeast. And so that's really where most of the action is going to be. But you can kind of see that's bared out so far with these storms. So I'm going to put this in motion here. There's no severe weather warnings at the moment. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning way down south, northeast of Brady. And we are under, well, part of us, I'll show you that in a second, part of us are under a tornado watch, but not the Metroplex proper. And that's good news. Let's hope it stays that way. But as you can see, the motion of these storms are going to be southwest to northeast. And like I said, these storms aren't severe yet, but it's something we're definitely going to have to watch. So I am going to stop this for a second and switch over to some graphics here. Give you an idea what we're looking at. Okay, so this is what we have currently. This was just issued probably about 30 minutes ago, maybe. So this is Tornado Watch. It's until 10 o'clock tonight. And as you can see, it's mostly south of the Metroplex, which is good news. Now, the thing I always say is that, these are arbitrary boundaries. A severe thunderstorm that's, south of us, it's not going to cross that magical county line and go non-severe. So we're close enough that we'll have to watch it. So the main threats for us in Dallas-Fort Worth are going to be hail. Now, that doesn't mean tornadoes aren't possible. It just means that the hail is our biggest threat. And so with that, I'm going to go to some probabilities for hail here and other things. All right, so I'm going to start out with the tornado threat. So you see a 5%. That's kind of matches the enhanced risk area. So you see that, and so that's pretty common. They like to do that. So there's a 5% chance. Again, that's take a point, 25 miles in any point within that area. You'll see the 5% chance of a tornado. Like I said, in a big scheme of things, not a big chance, but much bigger than normal. Now, if we look at the, let's see, this is going to be. That's the category. That's a categorical probabilities, and we talked about that earlier. But again, you can see the enhanced version, which is just south of Dallas-Fort Worth. The next slide is going to be hail. And so this is the one you see, this hatched area, and that's a hail probability that's significant. So anytime you see a hatched area like that, you see that it's that's the chances of seeing 2-inch diameter hail or larger. So again, to give you a reference, a golf ball is 1 3/4 inches. So obviously you're talking about pretty significant hail that would cause damage. And then again, you see that 30% outline that again matches the enhanced category for the overall risk. So we're technically, or most of us in the Metroplex are in the 15% category. Bad enough, if you ask me. Okay, and so lastly, this is the wind probability. This is 60 miles an hour or greater, 15% chance. We're definitely within that, and that kind of matches the slight risk area overall. That includes also the enhanced risk area. So that's what we're talking about. So overall, we're talking about the by far, in my opinion, the main threat is hail. I don't know that we're going to see the biggest hail in this area, but I think it's going to be big enough. Now, having said that, like always with these weather situations, not everybody's going to see hail. But if you happen to be under one of these storms, then it wouldn't be pretty. I'll put it that way. All right, so let's go back to the radar real quick, and I am going to try to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so this is Southeastern Metroplex, and Misty, if you're watching, this is for you. So you can see some storms. Like I said, there's no warnings on these storms yet, but you can see if you can barely make it out here, you can see little, well, that's not going to work. Let's try this. You can see a little purple right there. So that storm's probably producing some pea-sized hail. That's going to be north of Powell, northeast of Corsicana. So if you're watching down that way, that storm most likely is going to be severe here pretty soon. If we scoot back up to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, not a whole lot going on. There was some storm development southwest of Fort Worth that hasn't done a whole lot. Let's hope it stays that way. And then if we zoom out some more here, the thing we need to be watching for the next couple of hours are these storms to the south and southwest of us. So this is what we want to be watching. As you can see, we're not talking about a solid line or anything like that, but we're talking about these individual storms. Now, like I said, the thing to remember, let me scan out here just a little bit more. Whoops, wrong way. And let me go one more level here. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, the greatest threat for severe weather is southeast of us. So here's what you can expect in the next couple of hours. You're going to see these storms that are south of us, southwest of us, move northeast. As they get further north, they will tend to lose some of their punch, but not all of it. So I think that's why the Storm Prediction Center didn't include us in the tornado watch. But again, that doesn't mean we're not going to see anything. It's just that hopefully the worst of it will be south. Sorry, Misty. I think that's just what we're going to be looking at. Now, let's just get an idea of what the big boys are doing down here. So let's stop this. And now this is something that we're definitely going to have to watch out for. I don't think we'll see this type of storm in our area, but I did want to focus in on it real quick. So this does have a tornado warning on it. And if we split the screen here and put the velocity on there, not a super tight rotation, but I'm sure it's definitely capable of doing that. And then you definitely see a lot of hail here, so that's they're in for a big. If you live in Goldthwaite or in that area, then they're about to get pounded. So if you know anybody there, make sure you tell them real quick. Like I said, we're not going to see. At least I hope not. We're not going to see that type development in the immediate Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but I think what you will see is that you will see a general motion, if you will, of everything going like that. And of course, some of these storms right now are going to go like this. So let's zoom in one more time here on one of these storms. Yeah, so this storm that's west of Ennis got a little purple in it. And you put this in motion. So again, this is what you want to watch for. You want to watch for these storms that pop up. They do intensify. Doesn't mean they can't go back down, but that's just something that we're just going to have to deal with for the next couple hours. Now, having said all that, let me stop this because this is not this round tonight. Unfortunately, won't be the last round. So if we zoom way out here, if I can get to, yeah, it doesn't show up yet, but then what we're expecting really after midnight is we're expecting some development down here, and then this will come this way overnight. Now, I don't think it'll be as intense from a tornado standpoint, but I think we will, unfortunately, still have a hail threat during the overnight hours, and as the night goes on, we'll have a better idea about how that's going. So the bottom line is that, we just need to be able to keep our guard up and say, hey, this is something that we need to keep an eye on. The biggest threat is hail, but tornadoes are not out of the question. And so just got to watch that. Just be on guard tonight. I don't think there's anything that you have to panic about. I just think that, unfortunately, some of us, I think few of us, but I think some of us will see some bad weather underneath this. It's just hopefully it's not very many of us. So just be on your guard. I'll be watching it, of course. And I'll check social media and kind of keep everybody updated the best I can. But I just want to come on and show everybody radar and kind of give you an update on where we're at a little after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. With that, I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. I hope everyone has a safe evening. I'll keep you updated on social media. As always, thanks for watching.